Okay, hello everybody. Hello. How is everyone today? Welcome, my friends. Welcome. I have returned from my day off from streaming. And boy, am I returning in a strong way, huh? Yes, ladies and gents. Today is, if you can believe it, Friday the 13th. That's right. Today is Friday the 13th, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. How are you? Hopefully you're doing well. So, what is going on? I hope you guys are ready for, are you ready, guys? 8 straight days. 8 straight days of streaming content for you. Starting today. And boy, are we starting off strong. Let's talk a little bit about what you guys can expect in the next week or so, because boy, is it going to be a pretty interesting week to say the least. All right. After, some pretty dead times. Let's be real here, guys. It's been pretty slow recently. There really have not been many major game releases whatsoever in 2018 so far. The handful that have come out that were, good games, some of them I just weren't interested in. For example, Monster Hunter World. Dragon Ball FighterZ I had to drop because the online play sucked. And it wasn't worth my time after so many server drops and shit. Far Cry 5 was good. Although, a game that was really fun to watch the first couple sessions. And then after that, when people realized, wow, there's like no good story in this at all. It's just kind of open world exploration and gameplay. A lot of people kind of got bored of that playthrough. Ni no Kuni 2, I really do enjoy. But again, that's a playthrough that is only for a certain group of viewers. Not everyone likes JRPGs, right? I just happen to be one of the people who absolutely loves JRPGs. But a lot of people don't. So that being said, I wanted to do something. There was a week left between now and the release of God of War. And I should bring this up already now, guys. God of War, all the early reviews have released. And everyone who got an early review copy of this game is saying it's one of the best games they've ever played. By far, the best game in quite some time. The best God of War game in the entire series. I guess it remains to be seen if all this is just people getting super hyped because there hasn't been a good game in a long time, which happens a lot. If you guys haven't noticed, sometimes there's just a dry spell, which we've definitely had here in 2018 so far. And then when there's a dry spell and a game that's just, good comes out, people flip out, oh my god, the best game I've ever played and shit like that. Typically, I don't buy into hype like that. I just don't. All right? So, I'm excited to play God of War next week. I've already pre-ordered it on my PS4 digitally and everything. But I'm not going to buy into that hype until I get to play the game for myself. And then we'll make a judgment call. If it really is what these reviewers are saying, a unique combination of the best story ever in a God of War game combined with great combat, open world exploration, tons of content. I think it's going to be an amazing playthrough, an amazing couple of weeks of streaming, quite frankly, because what people are saying is minimum 20 hours to beat it, upwards of 40 hours if you're doing the side content. So that could be a crazy long playthrough, that takes me into May. And I'm totally okay with that. All right. But we've got a week until the release of God of War. So the question is, what do we do? What do we do in a week? Now, I had a lot of options that I weighed around. Ooh, I could rebuy Assassin's Creed Rogue for modern consoles. It just got remade at the end of March. And I said, you know what? I didn't play Assassin's Creed Rogue when it was new. And even though there were some people who always wanted to see it over the years, I never really got a large group of people who were like, play it. I just didn't want to buy it again. Quite frankly, I didn't. So that was out. Then I said, okay, maybe I'll play a horror-themed game. Maybe Silent Hill 2 or whatever. But then I realized, the past couple of months, February, March, had a lot of retro-style replays. I mean, we did Heavy Rain. We did Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. We did Bully. All right. And it's like, I already did like 3 retro games in the past month. And I don't really want to do more throwback retro stuff. So I was really thinking, I said, you know what? All right. I've been promising for a year that I was going to go back to Bloodborne. Because really, ever since I went back to Dark Souls in January of 2017, people immediately were clamoring for me to go back to Bloodborne. And there are two reasons that people want me to go back to Bloodborne. The first is because in my original run of Bloodborne, I grinded. And the grinding really allowed me to overcome certain bosses, certain difficult parts of the game, with ease. Near the end of the game, you know, there were certain bosses, like the amygdala boss. I beat it simply by grinding, by chopping its foot instead of actually learning a boss pattern to fight the thing. The end of the game, the bosses really were not a challenge to me because I had such high level, because I had been grinding off camera constantly when I was playing the game the first time around. This time around, my goal is to beat the game without any grinding. No off-camera grinding whatsoever. Whatever you see on camera is what I'm going to be doing in the game, and that's it. You're not going to see me off-camera doing grinding or anything like that and coming back the next day with tons of extra levels. My goal is to just run through it, you know, legit, okay? That's what I want to do. Number two, guys. In the original run, I beat the entire game, and then later on in the year, it was the fall of 2015, they released the Old Hunters DLC. And quite frankly, I didn't have any interest in playing it. I was in the middle of my Fallout 4 playthrough. That's really what I wanted to focus on because I was loving the game. But you guys know there's an audience for the Souls games and the From Software games, and people were freaking out that I needed to play this DLC. So after like 2 days of people just tearing at me saying you must play it, I said, fuck it, fine, I'll play it. I played it, I didn't like it, because I didn't feel like playing Bloodborne at the time anyway. I hadn't played Bloodborne since the game was new, so we're talking there was at least a 6-month gap between last time I had played it. And I stupidly played it at New Game Plus because people fooled me. They said, oh, Phil, oh, you're so high level from your original playthrough, you should play this at New Game Plus level, which I wasn't ready for. And I went in, and it was way too hard. I couldn't even beat the first Ludwig boss. I played it for like hours trying to beat him, couldn't beat him. I said, fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. I got so frustrated. I was like, you know, I didn't want to play this DLC to begin with, which I said. People just basically hounded me until I finally caved so that I would do it. I played it, I said, screw this, I'm not doing it no more. And I stopped playing it. You know, and I could have gone back. I could have gone back and kept trying to persevere. I just didn't care. I wanted to go play games that I was enjoying at the time. And I never went back to it. You know, and rightfully so, because I wasn't going to go back and play that stupid DLC at New Game Plus. I never should have done that to begin with, okay? So, that being said, guys, years now, 3 years. 3 years have passed, and I've been saying I'm going to go back to Bloodborne and do a redemption run, especially because I did one of Dark Souls 1 last year. People have wanted to see me go back and do this. Now, originally, I was going to do this in the summertime. You know, the summertime is a great time for downtime games like this, okay? But it just so happens that 2018 has just been a slow effing year. I don't know what else to say. I wish there were more great games. I actually did a Twitter post 2 days ago comparing the releases of the first 4 months of 2017 to the first 4 months of 2018, okay? So just to give you guys some perspective, I'm going to bring up this Twitter post and read it to you if you did not see this on my Twitter. Because it was quite ridiculous, okay? It is. It's just a weirdly different year when it comes to gaming as a whole. Hold on a second. Where's my tweet? Here we go. So, in 2017, the first 4 months of 2017 had the following games: Resident Evil 7, Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata, Neo, Mass Effect Andromeda, For Honor, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Yakuza 0, Night in the Woods, Persona 5, and Yooka-Laylee. Now, admittedly, not all those games are great games, but those are all big, high-profile games. People were very hyped to play, right? And that all came out within the first 4 months of last year. First 4 months of 2018, the current year: Monster Hunter World, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Kingdom Come, UFC 3, Sea of Thieves, Far Cry 5, and Ni no Kuni 2. And that's it. See what I mean? Now, maybe I missed a few small indie releases, But the bottom line is, it's ridiculously just not in comparison. It's not a direct comparison. One year had way more releases and way more good releases, while this year it's been sparingly, released. If you even get to play a new game every week, that would be surprising. And then when you do, most of them just haven't been very good. And that's the problem with 2018. So, knowing all of this, okay? Knowing all of this, and knowing that I had a full week before God of War came out, all right? I wanted to spice it up and reinvigorate you guys, the viewers. I know that there's a group of people who have not been watching my streams for a long time because there's been nothing going on. No big new releases, no reason for them to come back. They don't like to watch downtime stuff. They're the kind of people who they'll come in for a stream or two of a new game, but they won't stick around, okay? Like, they'll watch a stream or two, and then they're like, all right, I'll come back when something else new is going on. They won't watch me play games like Ni no Kuni, okay? I get this. There's a group of people who they like my stuff, but only when there's this new game hype going on. I understand that, okay? So, I said, you know what? Let's do this. Let's spice stuff up. Let us do the Bloodborne Redemption run starting now, okay? This way, I get a head start on it. This way, we get people pumped up and ready to be attending streams daily for the God of War game when it releases next week, okay? That's the thing. I don't want it just to be like, oh, God of War's out, but people haven't been around for a while and they miss out on the premiere. I want to get people pumped and ready. So I figured this is the best way. People love to see me play From Software games, okay? It's a redemption run where I'm challenging myself not to grind. When I do approach and am able to play the Old Hunters DLC, I'm going to. I don't know when it unlocks in particular during the campaign of the game. I have no idea. But that's the deal. That is the deal, and that is what I'm doing. Okay? Now, that being said, guys, you guys have to understand something. Number one, I haven't played Bloodborne in 3 years. And number two, I didn't really understand the leveling system, the stat system, when I played it to begin with. Remember, Bloodborne redid the stat system from Dark Souls to have different things. For example, there's, yes, there's strength builds and stuff like that, and there's dex builds, but isn't there other ranks too? Isn't there, like, arcane and stuff like that? So, I don't know what a good weapon is. I don't know what I should do to build my character up. I have no idea. Unlike you guys, especially if you're big fans of the series, you probably replayed Bloodborne a bunch of times in the past few years. I played it once ever and never touched it ever again. So I'm going to be completely in the dark when it comes to that. So we'll see. I mean, I may be looking for advice on, gee, what's a good build or what should I do? I don't know what I'm going to do, okay? But this is it. You have to understand something. And I said this over the past year, in particular when I played Dark Souls 2 last year. Ladies and gentlemen, my streaming is now interactive. It's time to get used to it. This has been over a year ago when I changed stuff. It's no longer me sitting in an isolation booth, ignoring what the stream chat has to say. That's not how it is anymore. So if you don't like that, well, too bad, because guess what? Most Twitch streamers are doing it that way anyway, so you really don't have much variety to go to, all right? Everyone interacts with their stream chat because that works. It keeps people engaged. It keeps people having fun. And that's what I'm going to be doing during the Bloodborne playthrough. So if people are recommending things to me in stream chat, yeah, I'm going to read that, and maybe I'll take some of that advice. Maybe I won't, because typically when I play From Software games, a lot of people troll. But, it's interactive. It's that simple. All right? So if you're coming in here looking for, oh, I don't want anyone to ever spoil anything in this game for Phil, and, he's going to 100% play like he's in an isolation chamber and there's no one around him, you're in the wrong place, and all of your complaints moving forward are invalid because I warned you up front. All right? Too bad. And the thing is, same thing I did last year. I warned everyone before Dark Souls 2. Everyone still complained. Oh, but that build that Phil did, stream chat held his hand. Well, wrong. Actually, the build that I created, the dual-wielding build, was because another streamer, Tolo, who is a From Software specialist, he plays these games, many, many times over, told me it's one of the most fun builds in the game, and if I was doing a second run of Dark Souls 2, that's what I should do. So I did it, and he's right. It changed the game. The game felt so much different playing it with the dual swords or dual-wielding weapons, and it did feel a lot more fun because I did that. If I had just done a sword and shield run again, I would have been bored as fuck. So I'm glad I did it, and some people will always have issues with that. Tough shit. This is my stream. This is how I do it. This is an interactive medium. This is not just me sitting by myself playing a game. So if you don't like it, too bad. Don't watch that, you know? But I know that there's a ton of people who just want to see me replay this game, eventually get to the Old Hunters DLC, tackle all the stuff I never saw before. You know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Okay? So I'm starting this playthrough as of today. All right. Tonight, it's going to be PUBG. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds returning. So that'll be interesting. See, the thing is, I had a day off, so I think a lot of people will have a lot of stuff to talk about. I already know people are, like, craving to ask me questions about things that have been going on in gaming news and stuff recently. So that's cool. I know I'm going to get a lot of questions and stuff like that on my streams this next week. That's fine. PUBG tonight may be the opportunity for you to get a lot of your answers because, as you know, when I play PUBG, it's crazy interactive. It's pretty much 20 minutes of me just talking with you guys and then finally some action at the end of every match. So PUBG tonight. All right, that should be fun. By the way, that starts around 6:15 p.m. Pacific time. All right. Tomorrow, guys, the return of Ultra Street Fighter 2. Haven't played Street Fighter in a week now. I'm craving Street Fighter. Tomorrow will be Ultra Street Fighter 2 on my main stream. And then tomorrow night, Saturday night, will be the return of Ni no Kuni 2 for a 2-hour fun stream. Then on Sunday, Bloodborne returns. It'll be the only stream on Sunday. Bloodborne Redemption Run, okay? Sunday night, doing my usual thing with the weekend preview. I got a lot of patron stuff and bills and stuff I got to take care of this week. So, in that regard, nothing going on Sunday night. Monday, more Bloodborne. And then Monday night, Ni no Kuni. Tuesday, Bloodborne and Ni no Kuni. Wednesday, guess what? Bloodborne. Okay? So it's going to be a week of a lot of Bloodborne. Just to forewarn everyone who maybe isn't into Bloodborne. There's going to be a lot of Bloodborne in the next few days. Although there will be variety with Ultra Street Fighter 2 and everything. I'm going to try to play a bunch of Bloodborne for you guys. And keep you guys engaged and coming back to the streams for the entirety of this week. Alright? Then, this coming Thursday, April 19th, I will not be doing a late night stream, which is usually starts at 6:15 p.m. Instead, I'm going to be doing a premiere stream for the late night release of God of War. It's going to start at 9 p.m. Pacific time. It'll be 2 to 3 hours long. It should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And then, all day Friday, April 20th, I'll be playing God of War. 2 streams of it. So within the first day of release of God of War, I'll have already been 8+ hours into the game, which is pretty damned awesome. Alright. Then after 8 straight days of streaming, I am going to take Saturday the 21st off. But then I'm going to come back strong on Sunday with more God of War. Alright, so that's the plan. Now, I'm going to say this up front. Again, I'm saying stuff up front so people understand what's going on with this playthrough of Bloodborne. Alright? This is not a new release. Therefore, even though it is a game that I'm probably going to enjoy playing and you're going to enjoy watching me play again, it's a game that is not going to be held in priority. What that means is once God of War releases, that is the priority. Alright? I'm not going to be doing Bloodborne as a mainstream when I have God of War to play. And again, with all reports saying God of War is a minimum 20, if not up to 40 hours of gameplay content because of the amount of side content and exploration in the game. Alright. That's the deal, is that Bloodborne is going to go on the back burner. Now, what I may do is start balancing days where it's God of War in the daytime, Bloodborne at night, or maybe not. Maybe what I'll do is I'll play God of War a ton until I'm finally kind of getting, okay, I now played it for a week straight, let's take a break. And then I'll mix in Bloodborne, alright? So we'll see, but Bloodborne will, first of all, there's no way I'm going to beat all of Bloodborne and the Old Hunters DLC before God of War comes out. It's not going to happen, alright? So it's going to end up going on hold for God of War, and then eventually I'll come back to it. Will it be the end of April? Will it be early May? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay? It really, honestly, it doesn't matter. Whatever we can do, whatever we can finagle, is what we're going to do. Alright? So there you go. Bloodborne will be a highlight this next week. The whole point of this is to get attention on my streams and kill some time before God of War comes out. And then it's going to go on hold while God of War is released and we're enjoying the hell out of that game together. And then I'll eventually go back to the Bloodborne Redemption run afterward. Okay? So there you go. Alright, guys. I think I covered everything there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else important with the schedule, anything I need to cover before we get to plugs and all that. I don't think so. I think I've covered pretty much everything at this point. Oh, I should mention this before people get up in a tizzy. All right, you may notice at the top of the stream right now, you can see, oh, there's current sub count, top tier, top tip, and a death counter. That will be there for the entirety of the Bloodborne Redemption run playthrough, ladies and gentlemen. All right, why? Very simple. Number one, people want a death counter. But number two, I've already played the game. It's not like I'm going to be seeing tons of original stuff for the first time ever. I've already played this game. Therefore, to have these counters up there is not hindering the narrative of a game. It's one thing if I'm playing, like, for example, when I play God of War, that stuff won't be up there. All right? But I've already played Bloodborne before. So there's no reason why I couldn't have that stuff up there. All right? So if you cheer or if you tip, chances are during the Bloodborne streams, you're going to probably see your name on the stream at some point. In fact, I'm going to do shout-outs in just a moment. And once I do that, some people are going to get their names up there. All right? So there you go. They'll have a running tally of both death count, but as well as all the other positive stuff as I'm playing Bloodborne, the Redemption run. All right? All right, guys. I think that's it. I think we should do some plugs. Let's get through the plug segment. And then I'll do shout-outs for those of you who have cheered, subbed, and tipped here on pre-stream. And then we'll start with Bloodborne the Redemption run. How does that sound? Okay. All right, here we go, guys. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your support. I know it's been a slow year. I fully agree with you on that. Now things are about to pick up. We got Bloodborne, we got God of War. May has 3 high-profile releases. We've got a lot of stuff that's going to be happening in a very short period of time, and I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. That being said, there are ways outside of you just watching my streams or watching my videos on YouTube by which you can help support my effort to keep doing this full-time as a job. You know, me putting out anywhere from 4 to 8 hours of gameplay a day for free, you know, is not exactly the easiest thing in the world. Although it is a fun job, it's not an easy job. So there's some ways you can help out, okay? Let's talk about some of those. First of all, there is Patreon. If you head over to patreon.com/DarksidePhil, I have a Patreon by which you can pledge to my monthly campaigns, all right? If you pledge to my campaigns, first of all, your support allows me to afford doing this for a living. For example, the cost of games, the cost of equipment, the cost of internet and electricity, all that stuff that you could think of. Affording health insurance, which is very, very expensive when you're self-employed. Let me tell you, in the United States, it's a ripoff. All these things. Now, the cool thing is if you contribute via Patreon, you actually get stuff back. You get what are called perks, dependent on how much you actually contribute. Some of the perks that are available are text or verbal thank yous in my YouTube videos, being able to nominate and vote on games for events that happen, you know, every once in a while. Getting your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, which, by the way, is happening in less than 2 weeks. Ask the King is on the 26th of April. All right, that's the next episode. Or you can even get a private Q&A video made, all right, where you can ask me whatever you want, and I'll make anywhere from a 15 to 25, maybe 30-minute long video going into detail. And it's up to you what you want to do with that video, whether you release it to the public, whether you keep it for yourself, all up to you, all right? So these are some pretty awesome perks. People have loved them over the years. Give it a look at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. You know, thank you for anyone who has pledged in the past, and if you're considering pledging in the future, thank you as well. Number 2, there's my Teespring store, where you can buy all kinds of fun, entertaining merch that has my likeness on it in some cases, or logos and the like. For example, right now they got a spoof of the Red Dead Redemption logo. You got a spoof of the Sonic the Hedgehog logo, some zombie hunting kind of deal. Some good quality stuff, and it's all artwork and logos designed by fans and viewers. So give it a look. I can personally attest to the quality of it because I own about 5 of those shirts. Between, I think it's four t-shirts as well as a sweatshirt. And also the mug I drink out of here on stream every day is from Teespring. So it's great quality stuff. You know, get yourself a nice collectible. And by the way, I get a pretty sizable commission from anything you buy there, so it helps me out as well. If you want to show off your Teespring collectible, you can always send me a picture via social media, and I'll put it up on my Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP. Okay? So there you go. Thanks to anyone who's maybe considering getting something off of my Teespring, and thanks to anyone who has in the past. It definitely helps. Okay? All right. Last but not least, ladies and gents, if you're here live on stream, okay, and you're getting hype, and there's a lot of fun stuff. I already know there's some people who are already going to start to take bets on what's the over-under on Phil, you know, getting this amount of deaths in a certain stream, or is he going to beat this boss in a certain amount of deaths, yada, yada, yada. People really love to do this stuff with From Software games, okay? If you're getting hype, guys, you're getting excited. Bloodborne: The Redemption Run, many people have been waiting for this for years. And you would like to get a shout-out during the course of the stream, all right? There's 3 ways you could do that. You can either cheer with bits, you can subscribe to my channel, or you can tip me. And if you do any of those 3 things, you will get a verbal shout-out during the course of the stream. Now, allow me to give you some criteria for this. Number 1, please be very concise with your shout-outs. And what I mean by that, the shorter the better, the more to the point, the better. If I'm playing Bloodborne, which, by the way, you cannot pause the game. Let's remind ourselves that. In Bloodborne, you cannot pause the game. There's very few respites in Bloodborne. Really, all you can do is get to one of the lamps, right? The lanterns. Outside of that, there's very, very little time for you to be safe from being attacked in Bloodborne, okay? So, the shorter your messages, the better, because if you give me a short message, I can give you a shout-out rather than me having to stop to try to read a paragraph, which I probably can't do during Bloodborne, and quite frankly, I'm not going to, all right? Number 2, please try to keep it positive. Try to keep it pertinent, all right? For example, please don't try to ask me an off-topic question about something that has nothing to do with anything from the past 25 years. That's going to derail the stream, all right? There's a Q&A show coming up on the 26th of April called Ask the King. That would be the time for those kind of questions. So if you have giant burning questions that have nothing whatsoever to do with anything current or pertinent, please post them up on my kingofhate.com forums for that show. Please do not put that in a cheer, because I'm not going to go completely off topic, all right? Number 2, when I say keep it positive, please no insults. Please don't bring up other YouTubers, other streamers who are insulting me or whatever. Don't try to incite me to get me to say something stupid. All that stuff is not going to be tolerated, and I'm not going to read it out. You know, there's people who purposely do troll cheering and the like to try to get me to say stuff. I'm not going to do it, all right? Not going to play that. But trust me, I'm going to be very, very busy with Bloodborne to not have to be dealing with drama and shit while I'm trying to play the game, all right? I'm just not going to put up with that crap. So, there you go. In the general, though, guys, even though we do get some bad apples, usually we have a really good time with the cheering, subbing, and tipping, and the shout-outs for it. So I don't think it's going to be a huge deal, but I do foresee, you know, some people will try to do it to troll me and distract me and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens, all right? Now, in regards to that, folks, if you would like to also get a visual recognition for your contributions in addition to just the verbal shout-out, well, if you cheer 50 bits or more, if you subscribe to the channel, and then a couple minutes after you subscribe, there should be a share button that will appear. If you click on that share button, or if you tip me $5 or more during a live stream, you'll also get a pop-up. Thank you. These were designed by longtime viewer, fan, and chat moderator Popsicolo. In fact, Popsicolo also designed the fan art that you're seeing here on pre-stream. So extra special thank you shout out to Popsicolo, not only for designing our thank you animations and also for being a longtime good moderator here, but also for the nice artwork. Thank you very much. In fact, this artwork, if you're not aware, he had done fan art in 2015 for the original Bloodborne run. He redid it for this playthrough. So this is a reimagining, a redoing, a remastering of sorts of his artwork from 3 years ago for this playthrough, which is pretty nice of him. Okay? All right. So yeah, you could get both visual and verbal recognitions for your contributions. All right, depending on, you know, how you do it. Now, you might say to yourself, so what's going on with all this? What's going on with sub count? You know, Phil's been away for a day. Sub count's way down, guys. Sub count, I believe we're at 404 subs. We're trying to push for 450 this month. But, you know, it is what it is. Keep in mind that now once a week, I don't stream. Once a week, I have a day off to spend with my girlfriend, Kat. And subs always are going to drop during that period of time. You know, we were in 400 teens, almost up to 420 when I went on my break, and now I'm back and it's way down. That's to be expected. All right, it is. It's to be expected. Plus, there's been a bunch of people who, like I said, haven't been around recently. I've been playing games like Far Cry 5 and Ni no Kuni 2. and they're like, man, you know, where's the hot new releases? Where's the things that's really going to bring us out and get us all excited? And the bottom line is, there really hasn't been much, okay? You know, you come around for a stream or two of a new release, and then they don't come back. I understand that, all right? So that being said, I'm hoping that Bloodborne this week will reinvigorate people to come into the stream and subscribe. If you subscribe to the channel, number one, you get access to all of the fun chat emotes that we have here in the chat. As you can see, the subscribers using them on a regular basis. They really like them. Number two, if you subscribe to the channel, you don't have to see advertisements when I run them during my breaks. Number three, you earn the Chat Crown sub badge, which changes color dependent on your length of support. Bronze is for one to 3 months. Silver is 3 months or over. Gold is 6 months. And then there's a gold crown encrusted with rubies for a year's support. All right. So there you go, guys. Please consider subbing. If we do hit the 450 sub goal, I'm bringing back the Patron's Choice playthrough, by which patrons are going to nominate and vote on a downtime playthrough. There's been some pretty awesome games in the past chosen by the patrons, including games like Super Mario Sunshine, Spyro the Dragon, Sonic the Hedgehog games of various types, as well as Persona and Yakuza, and a lot of fun stuff. So please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps out, and it leads on to growth. Should be pretty cool. All right. And then, guys, last but not least, you may be saying, well, Phil mentioned tipping. How do I tip? Some people don't know because it's not, cheering with bits as well as subbing is all done through Twitch. Tipping is not. So allow me to explain. If you'd like to tip me during any live stream, there's two ways to do it. First of all, if you look below my stream right now onto my Twitch channel page, you may see a bunch of information, including links to my website, the rules of the stream, which you definitely should read, links to my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, etc. There's also a section there that says tips. It's a picture of me posing with Pokemon. If you click on it, it'll take you to the tips page where you can either leave your name in a message or you can just do it anonymously. All right. Now, if you don't see any of that information, I don't see it. Where is it? Probably because you're on a mobile device. Mobile devices don't show any of that. If that's the case and you'd like to tip, type !tip into the stream chat and it'll bring up the link. Nightbot, our moderation bot here, will bring up the link. You can click on it and you can then tip via that method as well, okay? We've got a request from Baby Jim Bob. He says, can we get no detractor talk and force people talk about detractors all day? Well, the bottom line is I don't. I almost never bring up detractors. It's only people ask me about them. So it's very simple, guys. A couple quick rules in regards to this. Number one, please stop it with the detractor talk. All right? People are fed up with it. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to hear about people making new negative videos about me. They don't want to hear about Joe Blow, Schlamoko, who says this or that. No one cares. We're here to have fun and watch me play Bloodborne, period. We don't care about these negative idiots. You want to go talk about those negative idiots? Trust me, there's plenty of places on the internet where that's supported. My stream is not one of them. So, laying down the law right now, all right, if I see a lot of people who are, doing that kind of negative stuff, you may get timed out and you may subsequently get banned. All right, just saying. And I'm laying that down the law for mods as well. Please, if you see too much of that crap, take care of it. All right, it's number one. Crap, there was a second half to that, and I've forgotten what it was. I hate when that happens. I absolutely hate when that happens. But anyway, no, I agree with B the Baby Rex. Well, actually, his name's not B the Baby Rex anymore, is it? What the hell is it? He changed his name to just Baby Rex now, right? Because he got rid of the B the part. Baby Jim Bob. That's right. He changed his name to Baby Jim Bob. I forgot about that. All right, so it's Baby Jim Bob. No, I fully agree with you, dude. I do. It's time to get rid of the stupid negative crap talking about these people. We don't care about this shit anymore. So we're just going to focus on what's going on stream rather than the negativity and the bullshit, okay? All right, guys, it's time for shout-outs. And that means I'm going to be updating the stream stats in just a moment. So let's go ahead. And first of all, I've got to go all the way back. A while here. All the way back to when my session ended on Wednesday. And so we had a few people who between Wednesday and today actually cheered, subbed, and tipped. Thank you guys who keep me in mind when I'm not even here live streaming. I do appreciate any support you lend. So let's give some credit where credit is due. First of all, we've got Gungador, who cheers to God of War, currently has a 94 on Metacritic with 56 reviews. Incredible. Can't wait to play it. Parallax2137. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Parallax, for the sub. Pack of Wild Chimps. And I'm going to be honest here. This guy's really been pushing his luck. It's obvious he's trying to do some kind of an insensitive, racially insulting meme here. But he cheered. And he said, can you make a good sound compilation? And then he said something offensive that I'm not going to say. No. And if you come in here and you push your luck, Pack of Wild Chimps, you're going to find yourself banned. So just a heads up. Rim Lager. Also subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Rim Lager. Lincoln Simpson did a 100-bit cheer. He said, glad you're going back to Bloodborne. I hope you will finish the DLC in Chalice Dungeons. Maybe you will play on New Game Plus. First of all, there's no way I'm playing on New Game Plus because I'm starting fresh. I'm doing a brand new playthrough from the start with no grinding. Therefore, New Game Plus is not warranted. All right. Am I going to finish the DLC? Well, that's my goal. My goal is to play through the game while completing the DLC. All right. Chalice Dungeons, I don't know. Chalice Dungeons are completely optional. They're not very interesting, quite frankly. They're just boring, random enemy placement. It's kind of annoying. They're not very good, and it's just added content for those who really wanted added grinding style content at the end of the game. So I don't know if I want to do it. And really it's going to depend on how long it takes me to beat Bloodborne and what else is going on at the time. If there's nothing going on, there's nothing else to play, and people are like, do the Chalice Dungeons, then maybe I'll do them. But I'm not going to commit to doing the Chalice Dungeons when I know what a grind they are. I mean, I tried them in my first run of Bloodborne, and I got pretty far, but I got pretty annoyed too. I was like, man, this is just not very good. And some of the bosses are incredibly unfair. So I don't know. I'm going to leave it open as a possibility, but I'm not going to guarantee it whatsoever, okay? And shout out to Lucifer Soul, who resubscribed to the channel for the 4th month in a row at Tier 2. So Lucifer Soul, not only 4 months of support, but also a higher level of tiered subscription. So thank you very much, Lucifer Soul, for that. I do appreciate that very, very much. Okay, now we're going to move on to people who cheered, subbed, and tipped during the pre-stream today. Okay? All right. YOLO Dopper just cheered. And he said, I was watching your old vlogs of your move to Washington. After seeing all the movers take this stuff out from your old condo, I realized how small it is. I don't even know how you could breathe in it. Now, the truth be told, my old condo in Connecticut is very much considered a bachelor pad / a place for one person to live alone. All right. It's not big enough for 2 people. It's not intended to be big enough for 2 people. All it was my living room and kitchen, which were 1 room, by the way, and then a small bedroom and a small bathroom, and that's it. It was very confined, very constricted. It was very good for my beginning on YouTube because it allowed me to have a place, an independent place to record at all hours and put out content that I wanted to put out without disturbing other people. But for a place to grow in and to live in and to have, live with someone else or build a life in, it's not. It's very much meant to be a transitional kind of a place, all right? And so I always knew I wanted to get the hell out of there. I even knew it was too small and too confining for what I wanted to do, when it came to in terms of my content and the like, all right? And there were, when I moved to the bigger place, a lot of new opportunities that opened themselves up. DSP Tries It became a series that became a lot more varied. I did stuff with the green screen. It's just a shame because a lot of the stuff that I had done or planned on doing ended up getting shut down due to false copyright strikes and other kinds of bullshit. All right. Now, the good news is, a lot of stuff has changed since then. And I may eventually be able to do something like bring back the green screen to do stuff with, which I think I might eventually. Okay, being real with you guys, I'm feeling this year is a lot more positive of a year, and I think it's time to maybe start bringing back some of the more fun stuff to streams and the like, okay? But you're absolutely right, Yellow Dopper. When I moved out of that condo, all right, in Connecticut, it was, number one, the internet was terrible. The internet constantly had issues, and they refused to fix it. It was Optimum Online / Cablevision refused to fix it because they said basically there was this old kind of routing set up for internet in the basement of the condo facility. And they weren't going to spend thousands of dollars to replace all the equipment just because I'm the only person in the entire facility running a business out of my condo. In the years that I lived there, the facility degraded, the property value plummeted, and they really didn't take care of the place very well. All right. There's constant bad weather there, snow, ice, and I have to walk out in it, shovel my car out of it, which is bad because I have a back injury. Okay. There were a lot of negatives to me living in Connecticut in that condo. It was just for the business, for my own health. It just was not a good place. It wasn't. And, that's not a place where living, having a girlfriend or whatever, living with you, it doesn't work. It just does not work. Okay. So all that being said, I hope to never have to go back there. I mean, that would be worst case scenario. If all things go wrong and I can't afford anything anymore and I have to move back, I would. But I hope I don't have to, because it would be like 2 steps forward, 472 steps back to have to go back there. So I hope not, man. But yeah, I agree. That condo, certainly not the ideal place for anything. Okay. Shout out to Johnny Source Rex, who says, you finally going to defeat Ludwig? I mean, yeah, I would hope so. I've actually heard he's not very hard on regular New Game. It was only on New Game Plus, where his damage, his health, and his attack patterns were all buffed, which made him so hard that if I had played on regular difficulty, that I probably would have been able to beat him easily. So, it was the people who fooled me into playing on New Game Plus that really screwed me over there. So, yes, Ludwig will be going down. Johnny Source Rex cheered again and said, will you ever be going back to Silent Hill 2 someday? Possibly, maybe even this year. This would be the year, the 10th year anniversary, for me to replay some of the games that people have liked as my best playthroughs over the years. In addition, when I played the Silent Hill collection, I was still using a camera. I believe it was 2012, right? So I didn't even have direct capture back then for it to look good. It didn't look good. So, doing another playthrough of it in direct capture and everything could be a good thing for this year. But for now, I felt Bloodborne should definitely take priority. All right. Brittany S92 cheered and said, aren't you excited for God of War? Could it really be one of the best games this generation, like critics are saying? Who knows? Like I said, Brittany, first of all, I always expected the game was going to be good, simply because it's made from Santa Monica. And that studio has always done a good job with the games that they've put out. I don't think I've played a bad game from them. However, if you guys remember, God of War Ascension didn't do well. And that's because it really wasn't a mainstream game in the line of God of War. It was a prequel game, and it got slammed, which it deserved to be, because it really didn't feel like it had all the effort of the original God of War trilogy in it. And the studio went through a lot of hard times, but they had a AAA game I guess they were developing that wasn't God of War that got canceled and stuff. So it was kind of uncertain what was going to happen with this game. Now, like I said, we're currently amidst a drought when it comes to big, high-profile AAA releases. I'm sorry, but when you say, oh, but Monster Hunter World. Dude, Monster Hunter World is a grind fest. Monster Hunter World does not have a robust story. Monster Hunter World does not have robust stuff in it at all. It's learn the combat mechanics of various weapons and grind against enemies over and over and over and over. The same shit. All right? Some people like it. That is not, to me, a game that I hold in the regard of it's a monstrous AAA highly anticipated release. I'm sorry. That's just me and my opinion, and you could totally disagree if you like Monster Hunter. But to say that Monster Hunter World is the only big game of 2018 so far, you see what I mean? Like, wow. That's pretty bad. So we've been in a gaming drought, and I get the feeling that a lot of game reviewers just haven't had their hands on an amazing or outstanding game in a while. So to finally play a game like God of War, oh my God, 10 out of 10, it's amazing. It may just be that there's such a drought that they're just overrating the game. All right, I don't know. I haven't played it yet. I'm certainly looking forward to it, and I do hope that it ends up being as good as they say, and I hope that it has as much content as they say. It could be a couple of weeks of really fun streaming with you guys, so I guess we'll find out firsthand starting next week. All right, fair enough. Johnny Source Rex cheered, said, will you ever aspire to be as good as Tolo in Bloodborne? Well, the thing is, Tolo really got his streaming start with Bloodborne about 3 years ago. That was the game. That was the game that he really got his prominence. And so he's played Bloodborne a ridiculous amount of times. He's done every possible run you could think of in Bloodborne. Oh, this kind of weapon build run, a no weapons fist run, you know, dodge everything run. So he's done, I think he did a no dodge run. All right, never dodge. So he's done pretty much every variation of the game you could think of. Am I ever going to be good enough to be doing that kind of shit? Of course not. There's no way I'll ever be as good as Tolo in a game like Bloodborne. The only way I would ever get that good is if I played it a million times like he did. And I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm a variety streamer. I like to play a wide variety of games. I like to play all the new releases. I love this because it allows me to feel like I'm doing something fresh and different every day when I come to stream. While some people, oh, time to play Fortnite again. Oh, time to play this tournament game again over and over and over. It's just the same shit, different day. And I'm not like that. You know, I love to be able to share new, fresh gameplay experiences with you guys on a daily basis. Not just some high-level gameplay of a game that I played 4 million times. So there you go. Shout out to L Pepsi. I forgot if it's I think it's iPepsi. iPepsi 2017 tipped me $5. He says, Phil, he did not say that. He did not say that at all. That's disgusting. He said, Phil, how are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm coming back from a day off. I'm ready. I'm pumped for 8 straight days of streaming. You know, this is cool because not only am I going to get to do Bloodborne, but I'm going to get to do some other fun stuff that I like too, like Street Fighter and Ni no Kuni, and then right into a new release with God of War that's being incredibly hyped right now. So I'm feeling pretty positive and pretty great about everything. You know, I am. I'm feeling great, and I hope that you guys are feeling great about this next week too. So thank you, iPepsi. Shout out to Eternal Napalm, who did a 500-bit cheer. You are now the cheerleader for today, sir. He says, God of War has been getting perfect scores. Some are saying it will redefine gaming to an extent. I'll be playing it myself, so I won't be here for it, but I hope you enjoy it. Well, yeah, you know, will it redefine gaming? I love it when they say shit like that. It's going to redefine what gaming should be in the future. Oh, brother. I hate when I hear quotes like that. You know, what if you could play Dark Souls, but Dark Souls was accessible? Think that's what God of War is. What if you could play Super Mario Odyssey, but Mario just couldn't jump? That's what God of War is. What? What does that mean? What? It's like, huh? I've heard some weird quotes on social media over the past couple of days. But anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I hope I enjoy it. I hope we all have fun playing it, you know? That's one of the cool experiences of a new hot release, is that we all kind of get to experience it firsthand and then share those experiences and opinions kind of together live. You know, rather than getting a few people, a small elite group getting a pre-release copy a month early, playing the game, and then all, you know, spoiling the game to the fucking internet weeks ahead of time. Instead of that, we all get to experience it together. And I like that a lot better. I'm just saying. So, okay. Shout out to Lyrea, with a 300-bit cheer. Thank you, Lyrea, for the cheer. I appreciate that. 30-minute media just did a 50-bit cheer and said, alrighty, Phil, good luck on this run. I have the over on 50 deaths on the first stream. Make mama proud. Bits and tips are on the line. What's funny is I have no idea what he's talking about. So apparently there's some people who are like going to say, oh, you know, I'm going to cheer if Phil does this or if Phil doesn't do this. I don't know. But thank you for that. Thank you for the cheer. I'm excited that you're excited. Let's put it that way. I'm honestly very excited that you guys are excited over this, because that's what I was going for. I wanted to get people excited about my streams again after, you know, a few weeks here. It's been kind of slow. So let's get stuff reinvigorated. Very nice. Game Center PDX. Just subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, Game Center PDX, for the sub. I appreciate that. BM Tell did a 50-bit cheers at 1,000 bits if you can kill the first enemy without dying. Well, I guess I'm going to have to see if I can fist the werewolf in his asshole and rip his colon out of his butt. Because that's that's pretty much the only way to kill the first enemy without dying. Because you have no weapon and you're at level 0, right? Or blood level 1 or blood level 0, whatever it is. So I'm going to have to run behind him and keep fisting his butthole and see if I can kill him. If I remember correctly, backstabbing in Bloodborne, you have to charge R2 and then release behind the enemy, right? It's not just a tap like Dark Souls. It's you have to hold and release. So I'm going to be a supercharged fist up the butt and see if I can kill the werewolf. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I haven't played this game in 3 years. I guess we'll find out. All right. Shout out to Infinite55 who did a 1,500-bit cheer. Thank you, Infinite. First of all, welcome back. I know you've been very busy with your exams recently. Thank you for that big cheer. You are obviously the cheerleader for today, and I will update the cheerleader board in just a moment, guys. But thank you, Infinite. He says, Phil in chat, hello. Examinations are over, and it's good to be back. I wonder, so Infinite, how do you think you did on your exams? Do you think you did good? Or are you nervous? I know that feeling. Because there's sometimes you go and you know you've aced it. And there's other times you go and like, meh. And, you know, that's the uncertain feeling is the feeling that sucks. Although, I'll say, the feeling when you felt like you went in and aced it, and you feel all calm, and you get the test back, you got like a 65. You're like, what the fuck is this? That's happened to me a couple times too, so. Hopefully you did well. I wish you the best. I'm sure all the stream viewers wish you the best, and hopefully you did well on your exams. Okay. Shout out to Tolo. Tolo is actually here today. Wow. Awesome. He resubbed for the 13th month in a row. Thank you, Tolo, for that. And he says, when are you going to let me teach you how to beat the game at Blood Level 4, boy? Oh, my God. Well, perhaps this will be the summer of Bloodborne, where it's just Tolo and I going through the game, destroying everything. He's teaching me the ins and outs, the nuances of the game, how to walk around boss patterns and kill them, you know, without them ever touching me, you know. And that will also be the day when the nukes drop, probably. I don't know, man. I don't know, but thank you, Tolo, for the resub. And I know you said that you were actually looking forward to me replaying Bloodborne, so hopefully you do enjoy this run. Albeit, I'm probably not going to be very good at it. I haven't played it in 3 years, and I have not done any research. Like, I didn't even go back to my old videos or nothing. And I was actually saying on pre-stream with people, I guarantee you I'm going to get confused between Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3. Like, I'm going to think, oh, is this what's coming up? Is this from Bloodborne or Dark Souls 3? It's going to be interesting, to say the least. So, all right. Shout out to Johnny Soros, who cheered. He says, would you be open to do co-op with fans during this run-through? Not really. As you guys know, when I play From Software games, I'm not looking to do co-op. I'm trying to beat it all legit by myself. Not to say I didn't do that already with Bloodborne, but unless I absolutely need help, I'm not going to summon. And if I remember correctly, I did not summon my first playthrough of Bloodborne. I was able to get through the game without summoning, so there you go. Kazurichi did a 100-bit cheer and says, Phil, you're going to play Yakuza 6 next week. It's the last mainline Yakuza game with Kazuma Kiryu. Your Yakuza 5 playthrough was really popular on YouTube, so I think Yakuza 6 would do well, too. Well, first of all, I'm not aware that my Yakuza 5 playthrough was very popular. When I play Yakuza games new, for whatever reason, they don't get a lot of attention. I don't know why. It's weird. It's like after a couple months of the games being out, all of a sudden, I get a bunch of views. I don't know where it comes from, honestly. I don't. But I've noticed that I'll play Yakuza, and it won't get a lot of attention, right? And then all of a sudden, I'll check back like 6 months later, and the playthrough will have a ton of views. So it's like, wow, I guess, you know, people do watch, but maybe they just watch at their own pace, or maybe there's, I don't know. I don't know what causes that, all right? But I like Yakuza. Sadly, Yakuza Kiwami, I started playing in the fall. I never got back to it, and that kind of sucks, because I did want to go back to it. However, I do understand Yakuza 6 is new, and a lot of people are going to want to see it. Here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I've made a decision. All right, I don't know if you guys are going to like this decision, but allow me to share my decision with all of you. All right, here's what I'm going to do. This week, playing Bloodborne. Also, I'm going to balance that with Ni no Kuni 2. All right, I don't know if I'm going to finish Ni no Kuni 2 this week. I'm very close to the end of the game, however. When I beat Ni no Kuni 2, whether it's this week or next week or whenever, okay, I think I am going to start playing Yakuza 6. I think what I'm going to do is this. Bloodborne Redemption run all this week, then God of War starts, so God of War takes priority. Then I start balancing God of War with Yakuza 6, and then when God of War completes, go back to Bloodborne, and then it's Bloodborne balanced with Yakuza 6, okay? And then we see when finally I start wrapping those up sometime in May and see what's going on. Because the bottom line is there's 3 high-profile new games in May, but they're all coming out the second half of May. So the whole first half of May is kind of wide open right now. So I think that's what I'm going to do. All right? I do. I think that's what I'm going to do. So you can see Bloodborne for a week with Ni no Kuni, then God of War, and the conclusion of Ni no Kuni, and then Yakuza 6 starting up balanced with back to Bloodborne once God of War finishes. And then we'll see what's left, what date it is when I finish all that stuff up, and then we'll see what time we have before the other new releases in May. All right? Okay. There you go. Shout out to the Paradox 988. He says, man, can't wait till the game starts. When's the next stream for Bloodborne? Sunday. Next stream, after this stream, the next Bloodborne stream will be Sunday. Okay? Horror Duck just cheered. He says, hello, Phil. I should be cheering with bits more. I'm trying to watch ads, but it seems a little glitchy here on Twitch. Maybe it'll be fixed soon. All right. Well, that's cool. Thank you, Horror Duck, for the support. And yeah, apparently from what people have been saying, it is glitchy. From time to time, it'll work, and then sometimes it won't. So, no fear, man. But hey, or no big deal. But thanks for the cheers when you can do them. It is appreciated. All right. Still streams to the same thing. He says, I'm trying to watch ads to earn bits here on Twitch. It's not working. Again, I apologize. Obviously, I have nothing to do with that. It is wonky. It is definitely a wonky system. King Swaggins cheered and said, play as a female. You've never done that before in these games. Do it to mix it up. How dare you? King Swaggins, you have gendered my character. That is not allowed. It's 2018, sir. You are not allowed to gender my character. All right? My character is gender fluid and will be able to switch from male to female and the other several dozen genders that exist at any moment. All right? So how dare you propose to me to limit my protagonist hero character here in Bloodborne to only limit them to only one gender? That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. And I am very insulted. And I think that we should all now lambaste King Swaggins for being very outdated in his mindset. Shame on you, sir. Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame. There you go. And Mort just tipped me $1. Thank you, Mort, for the $1 tip. I appreciate that. And he said H. I think he was actually trying to type out a full message, and instead he just said H. Pack of Wild Chimps just did a 25-bit cherry. Said, shout out to the homies in the chat. Looking forward to Bloodborne. So let's get our counter updated here, guys. All right. Hold on. So we're up to a whopping 406 subs. Whopping. What a whopper. Top cheer is from Infinite, of course, with his 1500-bit cheer. Let's get that up there. And the top tip for today so far is from iPepsi. All right, reminder, I will have a running death counter, and I will have a running counter of all your contributions, as you can see at the top of the screen. So thank you, anyone who does cheer, sub, or tip. I'll give you a shout out, and I will give you the top spot if you deserve it during this run, this playthrough. We'll continue. Every stream I'll be resetting things like top cheer and top tip, but we'll have, you know, this going for the length of the playthrough. Sound good? I misspelled infinite. What did I put? The hell did I put? What the fuck? Intimate. Shout out to Intimate. Wait a minute. There we go. Infinite. Boy. All right. All right, guys. So that is it. Thank you for your contributions on pre-stream. I appreciate it. We're going to start momentarily. The Bloodborne Redemption run. Thank you, guys. And let's go.